All right, guys, we've made it to September already, and I thought I'd go ahead and put out a Halloween type of carving so that you have plenty of time to carve a Halloween character if you'd like to. We've got an 1.5 by 1.5 square and 4-inch tall piece of basswood. I've already drawn in the lines because I'm so rotten at drawing lines on camera. I thought I'd get them nice and straight and thick enough for you to see. So the first one at the top, that separates the hat from the head, 3/4 inch all the way around. Second one down is 1 7/8 inches all the way around. And I do have the feet already drawn in there too at 1/2 inch. So here we go. Let's go on and put corners in. Put some angle cuts down here at your lines on all 4 corners. All right, let's go on and take those corners off also. That'll make it a little easier to hold as we go forward. Just go and take it all off on all your corners, top, bottom, middle. All right, now let's go back and deepen them in. Back up to the hat. Let's go on and go back over them again, get them nice and deep. So when we go line to line, it won't be as tough. I made a video. It's been almost a year ago now that I had started this little guy, and my video was called Meet My Carvings, way back last year. We're just going to connect all of our V-cuts now. I made it last year, probably October, around that time frame. But you can go back and check that video out. It's got several of my carvings that I had done to that point. Back in October of last year. And there were a couple of carvings on there that I had not finished. A couple of them that were Halloween type carvings. One of them was a little pumpkin head guy. But I'll put a link in the description. Maybe even put one at the top right hand corner right now. A link to it. It was just carvings that I had done so far, and I just talked a little bit about inspirations and where I was getting inspirations from for some of my carvings. All right, now let's come down. Put a stop cut in on these in this 1/2 inch line for his feet. But in that video I hadn't finished this little pumpkin head guy. I said something about maybe I may not finish him, I may not. Even fool with him, but I went ahead and finished him this week. Get in here nice and deep. And I liked the way he turned out, so I thought I would, and I did it. The carving was a 1 by 1 square. It's about 3 inches tall. You can see him, he's sitting up here. Let's see if you can see him. Yeah, you can get a look at him. If you want to go back, you can see him in that other video. But I hadn't done anything but I think the hat maybe was already most of the way done, and the head was shaped but I didn't have any feet. I didn't have any of the arms cut in yet. I didn't have the face put in yet. Keep the video of it. The little pumpkin guy with the bow tie. I even stopped on him. I didn't even finish him. So when I went ahead and finished that, I kind of liked the way it turned out. Let's take some more off of his head on the corners. So he turned out okay, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a little video. All right, now let's go up here on top and take these corners out on top, these edges. All the way around. And after we do this, let's round off these top corners a little bit again. We don't have to make him perfectly round, but round this way. And deepen those corners in again. Just going to put a midway point here at the feet. Alright. Let's come down here and get some of this body off. Cut some of this lower body. Let's take some of those corners off again. Okay, there's what's starting out, looks like. Okay, on top, drawn in a square there in the middle. We're going to put stop cuts in. Good and deep. All right. Now let's start cutting up to that block. And cut around it some first. Let's just use a little knife here. Do a lot of rounding too on the top of this hat in order to get over to that square. A little easier. And you know, this top will represent the stem, so this little guy we made a little taller. It's a little easier on a 1x1 piece of wood. Okay, now I'm gonna give him a wavy hat. So in the front here, we're gonna scoop out on the face side. Scoop that out right in front of his face. And we're going to do it on each of the four corners. Or I'm sorry, right in the middle of the side. And then turn to the side and you're going to do it right in the middle of this side. And then you're going to do it right in the middle of the back. And then the other side. Just take a little out at a time and take little slivers off. That's the easiest way to do it. Scoop it out. And you're going to go back and take out these edges that you left. Smooth all those off. Just make everything rounded so it's like a little wavy action. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not. Alright, let's take off some of these edges. Smooth it back. Make it a little flatter edge everywhere, all the way around. Okay, now let's deepen the hat back in. Okay, those bumps, those big humps on the corners, let's take those down some. We don't want them too big. It's kind of a gentle wave on the top of the hat. Okay, so to proportion the head with the hat, we'll start rounding the head off. Little pumpkin head. So on this hat, you can see how it's all kind of rounding down. We just got little swoops in the middle. This hat hasn't even been painted yet, but kind of get an idea. So this one's not all swoopy, so we've still got some tails that are flipping up, but we'll get to that in a bit. But first, let's go back to this head for a little bit and start taking off rounding off the corners, rounding off all the flat spots, just anywhere where you see that we need to work towards a pumpkin head. And that also includes the front, but we're going to leave the front a little bit thicker because I'm going to cut a cartoon eyes into the face, so we'll want to have plenty out here on the front to take off. Do the same thing towards the bottom. Take bigger chunks at first and then kind of fine tune as you go. And this guy's a little bit bigger than that 1-inch one there, so I rounded on his head a whole lot. So this one we're not going to round as much. We're going to leave more knife cuts. Bigger ones. If you forget where your front is, you still got your feet in there. And take off all your flat spots at the very least. Even on the face. Okay. So now let's go on and take a little bit off this front too. Take some off of this chest. Flatten it out a little bit. I am going to leave it a little wider first. I'm going to draw that bow tie in, and then we're going to take some more off. But I want to leave quite a bit here so I can make it nice and deep, so it really sticks out. Just kind of flatten it out for now. You know what? Let's do this first. Let's go on and deepen that whole neckline right there, because it's going to be hard to get up underneath that bow tie if we don't go on and do that now. So just take right at the neck and deepen that in. Do it right on the front if you want only. really get in there and deepen it.